Carl Jung was not a New Age thinker. He was a depth psychologist who spent decades watching how the unconscious mind creates reality. And he came to a conclusion that would get him canceled today. He said that grace and karma are not metaphors. They're actual energetic forces that operate whether you believe in them or not. Grace lifts you up, karma balances you. But if that's true, and I believe it is, then one question destroys the whole system. Why do the worst people seem to have the best lives? Why do elites who orchestrate war, famine, and child trafficking die peacefully in their beds? Where's their karma? Jung hinted at an answer, but he didn't fully spell it out. I will. And it's going to make you uncomfortable because the loophole isn't theirs, it's yours. Jung introduced the concept of the collective unconscious, a layer of mind shared by all humans. In that layer, he said, karma isn't just individual. It's collective. That means if your family did something terrible 3 generations ago, you carry a piece of that debt. If your nation committed genocide, you carry a piece. If the human species has been violent for millennia, you carry a piece. Most spiritual traditions only talk about personal karma. Be good and good things happen to you. That's kindergarten karma. Jung's model says you're also responsible for the karma of every group you belong to, whether you know it or not. So, how do the elite escape? They don't. They defer it, and they defer it onto you. Here's the mechanism. Karma requires awareness and consent to be assigned. If you do something bad, but you genuinely didn't know it was bad, the karmic weight is lighter. If you knew and did it anyways, it's heavier. The elite know this. So they structure society so that you are the one giving consent for their actions. How? Through propaganda, but not the way you think. Not just news propaganda, entertainment propaganda. Every time you watch a movie that glorifies betrayal, greed, sexual violence, or cruelty, and you feel entertained, your unconscious mind says, I consent to this frequency. You're not consenting to the act itself. You're consenting to the energetic pattern of that act being permissible in your reality. And because you're part of the collective unconscious, that consent gets added to the collective pot. The elite then draw from that pot to cover their own karmic debt. In other words, they do the crime. You give the permission, the karma attaches to both of you, but because they have no shame, which is a form of awareness, their portion is lighter. Yours is heavier. That's the loophole. And it's been running for thousands of years. Breaking the loop requires one thing. Revoking consent out loud. Not in your head, out loud. Here's the exact formula. Say this. Preferably in the morning before you consume any media. I do not consent to harm, scarcity, injustice, betrayal, or cruelty being done in my name, through my attention, or within my energetic field. I revoke all prior contracts, known and unknown, conscious and unconscious. From this moment forward, my attention is mine alone. Then, whenever you watch something questionable, even a news clip about a war, say before you watch, I observe this without consenting to its frequency. That small phrase changes everything. It tells your unconscious and the collective unconscious that you are not signing the contract. Jung would call this making the unconscious conscious. I call it taking your karma back. When you start doing this, 2 things happen. First, you'll find yourself naturally turning off shows and music you used to love. Not because you're judging them, but because your energy system literally rejects them. That's the grace Jung talks about. Second, you may feel a strange lightness. That's the karmic debt you were carrying for others dissolving. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're no longer paying their tab. The elite aren't magic. They just found a loophole. And loopholes work both ways. You just closed theirs and opened yours. Say it out loud right now. I revoke consent. Don't just think it. Your throat needs to move. Then comment the same words. I'll reply with a Jung quote that matches where you are right now. And if you want the full 15-minute consent revocation audio meditation, link is in description. Subscribe. Next video is about the fairy realm justice system, and it's stranger than any fiction. If you enjoy exploring deeper topics around healing, consciousness, and spiritual transformation and self-awareness, I offer virtual coaching sessions designed to help individuals reconnect with themselves and create lasting personal transformation. You can find all session information and resources linked below. And if you like to continue supporting the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.